La 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 la, wait till I get my money right.
50.
What's up, everybody? This is the one. Welcome to another episode of Picking Up the Crap. My look at the NPD hardware and software numbers for the month of December. Thanks to the great detectives over at NeoGaf, we have just about a good selection of numbers for both hardware and software. So first, I'm going to go through and give you the facts, all the numbers we currently have. And then I'll go through again and give my opinion, my perspective on how 2010 turned out for the video game industry. As you know, November and December, the holiday season, is a go time for the video game industry. It's a time of year that companies sell most of their hardware and software to the public, make up for that lack of revenue earned at the beginning of the year, and also help companies reach their yearly projections. So let's get right to it. Here are your hardware numbers. The best-selling piece of hardware for the month of December 2010 was, of course, the Nintendo DS family, selling across 3 platforms, the DS Lite, DSi, and DSi XL. Sold a whopping 2.5 million systems. At number 2, and at number 1 on home console hardware, non-portable, the Nintendo Wii sells 2,360,000 systems. This is after coming in 5th place for the past 5 months and losing to the 360 last month by 100,000 systems. At number 3 and at number 1 on your HD consoles, the Xbox 360 sells 1,860,000 systems. This is after coming off a 5-month domination by the system after receiving a price cut and a new remodel. At number 4 and last in overall home console performance, the PlayStation 3 sells 1,210,000 systems. A definitely improvement from their November sales of only 500,000. At the time of making this video, there was no information on the sale numbers for the PlayStation Portable family or the PlayStation 2, which is still currently on the market. For all pieces of hardware, all consoles, the Xbox 360 was the only system to receive an increase from last year. The DS, the Wii, the PS3, and assumingly the PSP all decreased from last year's numbers. Now here are your software numbers. Using the NPD's new way of putting games together by how many platforms they're on. So basically, only multi-platform games will show up in this list unless a single platform exclusive sells extremely well. So here are your top 10 games for December 2010. Only 3 of the games' numbers have been released. So from those numbers, you can kind of judge where the other games fall. Your number 1 game across 5 platforms, Call of Duty Black Ops. There's no numbers for it, but we know it's huge. And number 2, a Wii exclusive, Just Dance 2. That's pretty amazing. And number 3, for some reason now they're showing PC software on this list, but World of Warcraft Cataclysm for the PC sold 1.5 million copies. So you can see that Just Dance 2 and Black Ops definitely sold above 1.5 million. And number 4, across 2 platforms, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. And number 5, a Wii exclusive, Donkey Kong Country Returns. And number 6, another Wii exclusive, Disney's Epic Mickey. This game sold in the month of December 1.32 million. 1,320,000 copies. So we do know there's Donkey Kong Country Returns and Assassin's Creed Brotherhood across 2 platforms. So somewhere below 1.5 and somewhere above 1.3. At number 7, across 5 platforms, Madden NFL 11. At number 8, another, well, I wouldn't say Wii exclusive, but the games sold more on the Wii. Michael Jackson: The Experience, which also has a DS and PSP version, but I doubt anybody bought it for portable when it's a dancing game you play on a console. So pretty much, as of right now, a Wii exclusive with other sales somewhere in the million range. At number 9, NBA 2K11 across 6 platforms. At number 10, across 4 platforms, selling 906,000 copies. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. Alright, y'all, as you notice, I try to be, professional. I try to use my golden radio voice, which I don't have. But now, let's get real. Here's my thoughts on what's going on. What happened last month in December. First and foremost, Return of the King, baby. How you like me now? The whole year, people talking about the decline of the Wii. The Wii's doom. Mike Patrick Apeface. Oh, the Wii needed to do HD. Blah, blah, blah. The Wii is the best-selling console for the year again. Since the Wii's been on the market, it's been the best-selling console for the entire year. And with this numbers it did in December, it outsold the 360, which had a rebirth. No doubt had a rebirth. But outsold the 360 by over 1 million sold systems. So, until further notice, Nintendo, the Wii, is still the dominant console on the market. Deal with it. Learn to love it. Then Microsoft did this little move the other day. Before the NPD comes out, they sent a little tweet, a little text report saying, "Hey, we're expecting not to win this month because we had supply strains. We didn't have too many 360 out there. We couldn't keep them on the shelves, so that's why we might not win this December." Really? Come on, y'all. Anyone who believes that is a fool. I'm telling you right now, you're a straight damn fool. You're telling me after 5 years on the market, going on 6 for the 360, there's no building somewhere stockpile of 360s. I went to Best Buy 3 days ago and saw 80 360s sitting on the rack. I saw Wii's and PS3s too, but I saw all these systems, okay? I've been seeing them all Christmas. 360s are out there. So this whole bull, they've sold out, they don't have any many, is ridiculous. You're telling me that you only had 1.86 million 360s in the entire United States in the month of December? That's all you had? Think about this. Last year, when the 360 started winning and beating PS3, the Wii was still dominant, but the 360 started beating PS3. All of a sudden, Sony came out saying the same bull. Yeah, man, we can't keep them on the shelves, man. We don't have too many systems out there to sell, so that's why we're losing. We'll get our supply straight, and we'll start winning again. The PS3 has not beat the 360 almost in a year now. Since last year, since last November, the 360 has beat the PS3. So you're telling me the PS3 is still having supply problems? Hell, the Wii sold 4 million almost last year, December. They had enough to sell almost, 2.5 this year. So come on now, y'all. Don't believe the bull. Please don't. And let me say this. Kinect, it is a success. But it's nowhere near as big of a phenomenon as Microsoft trying to proclaim it to be, okay? We all know that they made a mistake last week at the CES saying they sold 8 million Kinects worldwide. No, that was shipped. And then we still know that they haven't sold 8 million Kinects. So, it's somewhere in 4, maybe 5 if they're lucky. But it's nowhere near as big as they're trying to proclaim it. And you can tell in the numbers of the software and hardware sold. Where are the Kinect games in the top 10? Supposedly, Dance Central and Kinect Sports would have been in the top 10 if they did individual SKUs. But they weren't. Nintendo had individual SKUs in the top 10, competing with games on 5 platforms. They were in there. They sold well over 1 million. So where are the Kinect games? You know what I'm saying? It's smoke. They're blowing smoke. If Kinect is so big, who's buying it? It seems as of right now, it's only the people who already have 360s. Because if it was people buying new consoles, they would have only sold 1.86 million last month. It would have been higher than Wii. It would have been 2 million, 3 million. It would have been what Nintendo did last year with New Super Mario Bros. Wii. So I ain't trying to hate on Microsoft Kinect, but it's totally hogwash. They blowing smoke, and it's they definitely doing better than Move, definitely. But they're nowhere near causing any kind of shift in Nintendo's current dominance over the industry. And if you believe it, once again, you're a fool. And going back to their strategy, is this what 500 million gets you? I mean, really, you only outsell Nintendo by 100,000 in November, and then they outsell you by, I don't know, 800,000 whatever in December. Is that what 500 million budget gets you? Giving away connects at Burger King, going on Oprah, going on Ellen, doing whatever you can to get Connect out there. Why didn't you perform better? It's smoke, man. It's smoke and mirrors. People are buying Connect, but it's nowhere near what the Wii was when we first came out. What Wii was last year. Okay, it's nowhere near that. So definitely, it's funny to me because I look at it as them putting in all this effort to be successful, and the returns are nowhere near as big. You know what I'm saying? It's like having a party, and you have a party at a high hotel like the Hilton, and you bring in all this talent: Snoop Dogg, Beyonce, Lady Gaga got to perform. Then another guy has a party at his hotel, but it's like the Holiday Inn, and he bring in cover bands, he bring in local talent to perform at his place. Of course, you're going to pay to get in both. And one's going to be big time, have bigger stars, and one's going to be small time, smaller talent. But the point is, at the end of the night, no matter how big the audience is at both of them, that one, the hotel at the Hilton, he has to pay for that hotel. He has to pay for that big place he has his party going on at. He has to pay Lady Gaga, Beyonce, Snoop Dogg. While the other guy, he has to pay his people, but nowhere near as much. So I look at Nintendo winning hands down because all the money they put in to sell Connect, and this is what still turns out for them. And Nintendo, what they do? Just release games, baby. And the games blew up, and Nintendo won the year again. Before I end this, I want to give this parting shot out to Sony and its brand and its system and its people. Can we please stop talking about you like you're relevant in the overall gaming world this generation? If we learn anything this year, if we learn anything this past 2 months, people don't give a damn about the Sony brand, the PlayStation 3, the PSP, whatever. Move in America. I'm not talking about Europe. I'm not talking about Japan. I'm talking about where it matters, where I'm from, right here, the US of A, America, United States. We don't give a damn about the PlayStation 3, and the numbers are there to prove it. You're telling me in November, December, go time, the holiday season, the money time of the year for game industry, you can't have a console that sells at least above 2 million systems in the whole United States, from Florida to Seattle? You can't do that. It's hard for you. And this is the system that does everything. This is a system that has Kevin Butler on TV all the time, talking about how great the system is, why you should get it. This is the system that, that came from the PlayStation 2, the PlayStation 1. Game changer of the industry. Big timer, the big baller. I mean, this is ridiculous, man. I mean, it makes no damn sense. It makes sense to me because I know why. But, the industry don't talk about it. The PS3 is the biggest failure of all time. Yeah, even more than the Virtual Boy and the 3DO and all the other stuff came before it. Because it came from excellence. It came from being the best. And it's now straight garbage. It's straight, shit. Things are bad in your press release for the numbers of last month. You don't say anything about your system. You don't say anything about how much you're doing, how well you're doing. You talk about how you got a game coming out this month, Little Big Planet 2. It's the, 4th best game rated, Metacritic score of 94. That's what you're going to tell everybody? That's what you're going to tell your fans? Well, we got to ask, but yeah, Little Big Planet is 94 Metacritic rating. It's good review. It's excellent. Really? Nintendo, Microsoft talk about making money. Talk about we balling. Man, we just sold this amount. We doing this. Things looking good. And you telling me that you got a game coming out later this month, that has a 94 Metacritic rating. Like I said, y'all, let's please not talk about Sony no more. All the Sony people on YouTube, I know, it's your job to report on Sony because that's what you do. Like, it's my job to report on Nintendo. But let's start with the video talking about things are going to change. Sony's still relevant. You know what I'm saying? Sony is about as relevant in the current industry as Atari is, or Sega. You know what I'm saying? They there. We know them by name, but that's it. They not doing nothing. The PS3 ain't selling for crap. Moves being outsold by Connect 5-1. And your games, despite how great they are, not doing dick. You know how many copies Gran Turismo sold in months 2? 530,000. So in the US of A, Gran Turismo hasn't hit 1 million yet. Unbelievable, huh? Yeah. To put everything in perspective, I'll leave it like this. Nintendo, currently, at least this generation, they're a mall. Mall America. Everybody goes there, always doing their shopping, multiple stores, a little bit for everybody. You might have gone to the same stores your mom going to, you might have gone to the same store your dad going to, your sister, but you all go to the mall to do something. A 360 is a big movieplex. A movieplex with 3D movies and like 80,000 screens and showing all the best flicks and all the best popcorn and candy, all that good stuff. You go there on the weekends, guaranteed, and you go there throughout the week when something's big showing. But you go. And the PS3, it's that real big museum you have in your town. You know, everybody has like this little area downtown. It's like classical. It's like the city museums, you know, showing the history of your town or whatever. Or, you know, a great library in your town if you live in Chicago, New York. Something like that. The planetarium. You go in and you learn. It's great content. It's beautiful. It's quality. But how many times do you honestly go to the planetarium or to a museum on your own? Yeah, you'll go if it's at school and it's a field trip. But how many times do you go, you know, by yourself? Yeah, that's what a PS3 is. It's a museum. The Weasel Mall and the 360 is the movie complex. This is your boy, The One. I'll see you next time. Peace.